Hello students, we're all going to be writing the Karnataka Common Entrance Test 2022 and we have designed this session in order to prepare you for this particular exam that you're going to write soon. So we are going to discuss some tips, some techniques and some general points so that you can excel, you can get the best result in this exam. So welcome to this session on preparation for KCET 2022. So as you all know, the common entrance test is going to be an offline exam where you will have to mark the correct answers on the OMR sheet. The four papers are available. That is the physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. These are separate papers for separate subjects. Now, depending on the field that you want to get into, you may have to write only three of these papers or all the four papers. We will talk about what is required for which field going ahead in this presentation. And there is also a Kannada language paper which will be compulsory for students who do not have Karnataka as their domicile state, or if you are a Horanadu or Gadinadu Kannadiga, that is you're outside Karnataka. So the exam dates as have been announced by the Karnataka Examination Authority, which conducts this exam. Uh, on the 16th of June, you have the biology and maths exam. On 17th of June, you have physics and chemistry exams. And on 18th June is the Kannada exam. The number of questions are 60 questions in the four subjects, that is physics, chemistry, maths, and biology, is 60 questions each. And for the Kannada paper, there will be 50 questions. And the duration of each of these papers is 70 minutes. Now, the syllabus, as the Karnataka Examination Authority has announced, is going to be the first PUC syllabus. Only the 70% of the first PU syllabus will be there for this particular exam this year. And the weightage of the first PU topics will be about 25%, which means out of your 60 questions, around 15 questions will be from first PU, and only 70% reduced syllabus of first PU is there for this year's CET. Whereas the second PUC is going to be a full syllabus. There is nothing that they have cut from the syllabus, and the weightage is going to be 75%. That is, out of 60 questions in each subject, about 45 questions will be from the second PU syllabus. But it is important that you study both these first PU and second PU topics very well and be thorough with them, because as you all know, in CET, even 1 mark difference can mean a difference in rank of about thousands. So it is very, very important to know both the year's syllabus very well. The courses that you can get into through KCET, uh, majorly BE and BTech in most of the professional colleges in Karnataka, the engineering colleges, other than the NIT and the other centrally funded institutes. Other than that, most of the engineering colleges in Karnataka accept the CET exam. There are a few colleges which conduct their own entrance exam and do not take via CET. But if you have some college in mind, I recommend that you go through their website and find out what is the admission procedure and if they accept CET or not. Then you have BVSC, which is the Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences. If you are interested in fields that have to do with veterinary science, you can definitely go for this field. There's BFSC, which is a Fisheries course, Bachelor of Fisheries Sciences. There is B Pharma, which is a pharmacy related course. There are farm science courses such as BSc Agriculture and also the Bachelor of Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences. So admissions to all of these courses are possible through Karnataka CET. First, we'll talk about the BE BTech courses. There are about 279 engineering colleges in Karnataka that accept admissions to their BE and BTech, that is Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Technology courses through Karnataka CET. and collectively there are about 48 different branches of engineering that are available for admissions through Karnataka CET. The criteria for selection and for the ranking is going to be based on the board exam marks as well as the marks that you have got in three papers, that is physics, chemistry, maths, and CET. So 50% of your board exam marks plus 50% of the marks that you get in your CET in PCM will be considered for giving you the rank in this Karnataka CET. Just to give you an idea of what are the most preferred branches of engineering, uh, of course, computer science tops the list, followed by mechanical, electronics and communication, electrical engineering, information sciences, and civil engineering. These are what generally are the conventionally preferred branches of engineering. But the different colleges are known for different branches, so definitely you will have to talk to your seniors who have studied in different colleges to know which colleges may be more suited for the branch that you are interested in. But in general, there is a government central government ranking that is called as NIRF ranking, and the top engineering colleges in Karnataka in this NIRF ranking are the Vishweshwara Technological University, Belgaum, MS Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bangalore, RV College of Engineering, Bangalore, PES University, Bangalore, National Institute of Engineering, Mysore, and Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. I have not taken into consideration universities such as NITK or Manipal University because they do not take admissions through Karnataka CET. Rather, they have their own. For NITK, it's through JEE Main, and Manipal has its own MAHE entrance exam, and that is why they are not part of this list that you are seeing on the screen. So if you want a more detailed list of this NIRF ranking, you can go to the website that is at the bottom, that is nirfindia.org. Now, imagine you want to take up engineering, but you're also interested in biology. Now, in such cases, you can consider courses of engineering or fields of engineering that have some aspects of biology in them, or basically the applications of engineering in the biological fields, such as you have a Bachelor of Technology course in biotechnology, and the top college for biotechnology right now is RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. There is also biomedical engineering, which is Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology, is one of the top colleges for that. Bioelectronics is there in a university called Reva University, and there is a course on medical electronics in MS Ramaya Institute of Technology. Now, what you need to understand the difference between these courses: biotechnology generally deals with uh, engineering related to fields such as agriculture, in terms of genetically modified crops and such things, whereas biomedical engineering specifically deals with the applications of engineering in the medical field, that is, in terms of medicine, the equipment that is used in the medical field, etc. There are some more branches of engineering which are not that very popular, as in these uh, branches of engineering exist, but not many students go for these, primarily because they are very narrow fields, and uh, the options for job opportunities might be a little limited. That is, you have courses like silk technology, textile engineering, polymer engineering, and ceramic engineering, and these are provided in a few institutes, as you can see on your screen. You can consider getting into these fields, but I would recommend that you go visit the institution, check the past records of their placements and the job opportunities which are there, and then make a decision, a wise decision based on all of that. There are some new branches of engineering which have been introduced recently in some of the colleges. There are aerospace engineering and aeronautical engineering. The difference being that aerospace engineering deals with the engineering that is linked to both aviation as well as space. It could be designs of spacecrafts, designs of rockets and satellites, etc. Whereas aeronautical engineering specifically deals with aircraft and aviation. There is a course in marine engineering right here in Srinivas Institute of Technology, Mangalore, which deals with the engineering required, especially if you want to join merchant navy or any marine fields, shipbuilding. Then marine engineering is definitely a good course. Automation and robotics is a course that is very relevant today and is available in MS Ramaya, Bangalore. Cyber security is also a new course. There is an engineering degree in cyber security now, and as well as artificial intelligence, both of them in Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering, Bangalore. So these new branches of engineering are definitely something that you can consider and explore. Uh, NITE University now conducts its own entrance exam. Until last year, were taking admissions based on Karnataka CET, but I think you should be aware that you will, if you want to get into NITE, that is NMAM Institute of Technology, you will not be able to do that through CET this year. You have to write their own entrance exam, which is called NewCat, and the details for this are available on their website apply.nite.edu.in. Also worth mentioning is that the Karnataka government itself has a list of all the colleges and all the branches of engineering that are available through CET and the cutoff rank from last year. So this helps you understand that, okay, if I get a cutoff rank, if I get a rank of so and so value, say I get a rank of 200, then what are the different colleges that are available? And based on last year's data, you can at least predict to some extent that even this year, maybe you have a chance of getting into this or the other college. So you can go to this website, that is cetonline.karnataka.gov.in/KEA/CET 2021, and you can get a list of the various branches of engineering available in all the colleges through CET and last year's cutoff ranks for these branches. An example is something like this. So this is for RV College of Engineering, and you will see last year for the different branches listed on the first column. You can see in the various categories. When I say categories, there may be the general category and all the other categories under reservation. You can see what are the various cutoff ranks for each of these branches. So this is available for all the colleges in Karnataka where admission can happen through CET. Now, Bachelor of Architecture ranks are given by Karnataka Examination Authority, the BR ranks, but you need to understand that CET does not conduct it, or Karnataka Examination Authority does not conduct its own exam for architecture admission. The admission for BArch is based on one of two exams. That is, either you can write NATA, which is a National Aptitude Test for Architecture, or you can apply through JEE Main Paper 2. So JEE Main Paper 2 is compulsory for writing BArch or entering BArch, or you have to qualify through NATA. And once these scores are submitted to KEA, the KEA will give a state ranking in Karnataka, which is declared along with the CET ranks, and you will get a rank through KEA for BArch admission, and these are accepted in 39 colleges across Karnataka. And some of the top colleges offering BArch degrees are UVCE Bangalore, MSRIT Bangalore, and PECIT Bangalore. So remember, there is no separate examination for architecture in CET, but you will have to either write NATA or JEE Main Paper 2 in order to qualify for architecture ranking through Karnataka Examination Authority. Now there are various farm science courses available as well. There is a BSc Agriculture or BSc Sericulture, Agribiotech, Horticulture and Home Science courses through the College of Agriculture in Bangalore. There's the College of Fisheries in Bangalore gives a Bachelor of Fisheries Science as well. And there is also a Bachelor of Engineering in Food Technology or Dairy Technology or Agricultural Engineering in some colleges as well. Totally, there are about 35 colleges offering farm science courses in Karnataka. And to qualify for farm science courses, that is either agricultural or fishery science, these courses that are listed on your screen, you will have to write all four subjects, that is physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. And your performance in all four subjects will be considered for the ranking that is provided for the farm science. Some other professional courses include Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences, where some other professional courses include the Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences, one of the top colleges being Veterinary College in Bangalore, and the criteria is the three subjects, that is PCB. Uh, There is also the pharmaceutical courses, that is B Pharma and Pharma D. The difference is that B Pharma, which is Bachelor of Pharmacy, is a 4-year course, whereas the Pharma D, that is the Doctor of Pharmacy, is a 6-year course, which includes 5 years of college and 1 year of internship. And if you finish your Pharma D, you are allowed to use the title Doctor before your name. And for these courses, you will have to write either PCM or PCB. um, and there are about 63 colleges offering pharmaceutical science courses. And also the admission to Bachelor of Naturopathy and Yogic Sciences is also through CET. One of the top colleges being Government Nature Cure and Yoga College in Mysore. And there are 8 colleges in total offering BNYS, and you'll have to write physics, chemistry, and biology exams to qualify for this. You need to remember that the other Indian system of medicine courses, such as Ayurveda and homeopathy, will require you to write NEET, and the admission through that is not through CET anymore. Now, a lot of students in past years have had this experience where they feel that they put in a lot of effort while preparing for CET and writing CET, but they still could not qualify or did not perform to the level that they expected. There are various reasons for this. One reason is that they are not serious about the exams. They take CET as just another backup option. They are maybe interested in writing JEE or NEET, and I'm just going to write CET for the experience. And finally, they end up not performing well in either exam. So it is important that you are very, very serious about the exam that you're going to write, and that you do not take it for granted. So you have to be very serious. Don't take it as just another backup option. Whatever you do, put in your 100%. The second is not having a regular study habit. That is not preparing well throughout the 2 years of PU education, and then postponing the studies till the last minute, not revising very regularly, did not cultivate a timetable and then follow that timetable. So, if unless you are very regular with your study habits, you may not perform to the level that you expect. Third is being distraction. Distraction can be in the form of the social media today, being busy playing games on your mobile phone or your computer, uh, other distractions such as not utilizing the time properly, going to the malls. It could be anything. What is required to do well in any of these competitive exams is a lot of focusedness. So unless you're focused and you have that goal in front of your eyes every day, and you work towards that goal without any distractions, it may be difficult for you to qualify for the course that you want. Fourth is bad health. Both physical and mental health are very important in order to give you 100%. Especially on the day of the exam, if you fall sick, say even 1 or 2 days before the exam, it will affect your performance in the exam. So, right now, it is very important that you take care of your health, eat healthy, get enough sleep, so that your brain, your body are all at their 100%. On the day of the exam, you should feel the healthiest you have ever been, and that good health is very, very important. And another reason for not qualifying, very common reason in fact, is not practicing enough questions. A lot of students spend more time on concepts than is necessary, because and they forget to practice enough questions. Yes, concepts are important, but it is also important to get a practice of solving enough number of questions, be it the questions from various materials, or it could be the previous year questions. But practice is very, very important, because with practice you gain certain skills which will help you solve the questions not only in CET but any competitive exam. You'll be able to solve it in the least amount of time and with precision. So you may ask me, how do I prepare for the Karnataka CET? First, know your syllabus well. Go through the Karnataka Examination Authority's website, go through the KCET website, and understand the syllabus. What is there, what is not there. Don't skip anything from the syllabus of this exam. You may think that, oh, this is not that important, that is not that important. It may wind up that what you thought was not important, exactly that question may come this year in your CET, and that 1 mark might mean a difference of getting into your dream college, or uh, just settling for something else. So you should know your syllabus very, very well. Know your subjects well. Your subject knowledge, your subject preparation has to be top notch. There is no excuse for not knowing your subjects well. Master basic mathematics. When I say basic mathematics, all the basic problem solving skills, the basic mathematical skills, such as what you need in the basic trigonometries, vectors, calculus, these are important in the other two subjects such as physics and chemistry as well. So master the basic mathematics well, such so that you do not get stuck during problem solving in any of these subjects. Be thorough with all the various mathematical tools that are available, and learn graphical analysis, how to read graphs, how to draw graphs, finding the slope of something, so that these learning graphical analysis actually helps you visualize the problems. And if any graphical type problems are asked, you should be able to understand the question, understand the graph that is given in your question paper very easily, and try to solve for it. Maintain a notebook or a formula book. I believe that at least most of you would be maintaining a notebook of important points, or a book with all the important formulae. If you haven't done so, at least now when you are revising for the exam, I suggest that you make a book with all the important formulae that are required in all your subjects. Now there are various reference books available. You can go through any publisher, just go through the reference materials from all the different whatever you can find, and make sure that you are thorough with whatever books you have. Before finishing one book, don't skip and jump to another book. It is not how many books you refer, but it is how many problems that you have really got practice with, and how much you have upgraded your skill. That is very, very important. So make sure that whatever reference book you take, you're thorough, and you go through it in detail. So these are just some of the various reference books available for all the different competitive exams, and definitely you can. It is up to you what reference material you want to work with. Now, it is a very famous saying that practice makes everyone perfect. So solve as many questions as possible. Really, practice will make you perfect. So solve as many questions as you can in the time that you have. Don't look at the key answer first. Always try to solve it on your own. If you don't understand, then you can look at the key answers or the solved examples, and or ask your teachers to clarify the doubt, so that you understand the concept behind the questions as well. Definitely, if since you're studying with expert, you have access to expert study material. So be completely thorough with the study material that is provided to you from expert. That is your primary resource for cracking your competitive exams. Also go through the NCRT exemplar. The NCRT exemplar has a wide variety of questions that can be asked not only in CET but in NEET and JEE as well. So definitely go through that. And I would recommend for all of you who are attempting CET this year, go through last 7 years of previous year question papers. These are available on the KEA website, and solve them as if you're writing CET, that is along with the time limit. So keep a 70-minute timer and solve the 60 questions so that you get a practice of actually writing the CET under the time pressure as well. So last 7 years of previously asked questions, all of you must practice. Write mock tests. As part of expert, you will anyway be writing quite a lot of mock tests, and all these mock tests will be timed and done uh, according to the way the CET is done. So definitely write a lot of mock tests, because by writing mock tests you will learn certain very important skills. One is time management skills, how to answer these 60 questions in 70 minutes without wasting any time. You will learn your strengths and weaknesses, what you think that certain topics you're strong at, certain topics you're weak at, and you will be able to work on your weaknesses and definitely hold on to your strengths. And you will develop confidence, because once you write these mock tests, you know, okay, this is where I stand, so I know what I can work on. Take it positively. Even the first test you write, even if you get little less marks, it's okay. At least once you analyze your performance, you will be in a position to improve yourself the next time. So whenever you're writing model papers or mock tests, this should be a sequence. First, take the test, then check your score, then check the wrong answers. As important as what you got correct are, it is even more important to check your wrong answers, because then you can analyze where you went wrong, and then you can revise those topics where you are weak at, and then take one more test after that. So this is a cycle. So the faster you finish your preparation for CET, the more mock tests you are able to take, and you are able to improve. Every time you take a mock test, trust me, your performance is also going to improve, and your confidence is also going to improve 100 times. So what do you do a few days before the exam? Now, first, don't skip sleep. When I say don't skip sleep, 6 hours of sleep must be compulsory for anybody. Don't get into the bad habit of sleeping only for 2 3 hours a day, or 3 4, because it is medically proven that when you get a lack of sleep, you cannot make up for it later on by sleeping extra the next day. When you have a lack of sleep, your brain functioning slows down, your memory weakens, you will not be as alert as you should be during the exam. So do not skip sleep. Make sure that you cultivate this habit of sleeping 6 hours. Don't sleep less than 6 hours. Don't sleep more than 7 hours. So whatever your sleep should be between 6 to 7 hours, not more than that, not less than that. Avoid outside food. By eating outside food, you run the risk of getting food poisoning or falling sick. And right now, when there are just few days left for your exam, it is a very risky thing to do. So for some time, um, avoid your cravings of eating pani puri, or something else outside. Avoid outside food and eat healthy food, home cooked food, or whatever food is provided in your hostel. Just eat healthy, well cooked food. Revise from your notebook or formula book. I already said you need to maintain a notebook or a formula book with important points and important formulae. So right now, just a few days before the exam is a good time to revise from this, so that you do not forget any of the important points. Uh, right now, when just few days are there, don't start studying a new topic or referring a new topic. Suddenly you feel that, oh, I have not done this. Because at the last minute, just say 2 3 days before the exam, you will not be able to effectively study a completely new topic. By now, your preparation should be done. If you feel you have missed something, at least focus more on the things that you already know, so that you don't fall in the trap of not knowing or forgetting what you already knew, and then not knowing what you didn't know also. So make sure that you are more thorough with all the important points that you already revised. Some points to remember during the exam. So the previous slide was about a few days before the exam, but during the exam, Reach the exam hall at least 2 hours before the time of the exam. Why? Because last minute there could be certain issues with anything. There could be traffic on the way to your exam hall. There could be a rush while entering the examination center. There may be some they may be checking your IDs, they may be checking your hall tickets before you enter the exam hall. You will be in an exam center that you've never been before. You may need some time to search for where your the room is, the allotted room. So in such cases, it is a good practice to reach the exam hall at least 2 hours before time, and so that you also get time to cool down, and you don't reach last minute, and then in that excited state, if you write the exam, you will not be able to perform well. So reach the exam hall just 2 hours before time, so that you have sufficient time to cool down, relax, get into that right state of mind before you write the exam. uh, Certain few questions will be difficult. It is guaranteed that few questions will be difficult, because the way the CET is designed, they really want to uh, also capture the best students who have given that extra effort and preparation. So don't panic if you find few questions difficult. Sometimes what happens is some questions will be difficult for everybody. Since it is a competitive exam, don't panic. Be calm, and make sure that you first answer all the questions that you already know. So don't waste too much time to solve a question. If you feel you're getting stuck in a particular question, don't waste too much time on that. Move on to the next question. If you have time later on, come back to that question later on. Minimize paperwork. Don't unnecessarily write extra things while doing the rough work. Write what is just important, and whatever you need to solve it, and minimize extra paperwork during the CET exam. And do not solve the questions in detail. This is related to the previous point. So if you start writing let A be this, let B be this, assume that, don't solve the questions as if you are writing your board exam. In CET, it is the time is of the essence, so you do not have to solve the questions in detail. You can do certain approximations, and also write down only what is needed for you to do the calculation without any mistakes. That's all. Avoid writing the formulae. Directly substitute the numbers. For example, if there is a problem with respect to Coulomb's law in physics, for example. So, the force between two charges is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Now, don't waste your time. It's a big formula. So, don't waste your time writing that. You already know 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power 9. So, write 9 into 10 power 9 into the first charge, second charge, divided by the distance squared. So, you don't have to write the formula down. You just have to, that is why your mind has to be sharp, and you have to be alert. And another point that is very useful is, whenever the question is there, try to underline the keywords or the data that is given, so that your mind, your eyes focus on those important points in the question, and not the other parts of the question that are not important, like all the grammatical sentences, right? So at least underline the important points, the data or the keywords that are given in your question, so that your mind focuses on those underlined points. And while doing calculations, make sure that you do approximations. Approximations will help you, rather than trying to find, doing exact calculations, because by approximation you can at least get a ballpark figure that, okay, my answer should be somewhere here. So you will be able to solve very easily. And last but not the least, fill the OMR sheet effectively. What do I mean by fill the OMR sheet effectively? It means that don't when you fill the OMR sheet, don't fill the bubble half, or don't fill more than one option, because you know that all of these will lead to you not getting any marks for that question. So make sure that you fill it properly. Different type of questions that are asked in the CET exam, and some questions are memory based. You don't have to write anything. You either know this or you don't know this. So you will know that the kinetic energy of a body is proportional to what. So obviously the answer here is PV, that is option C. So the kinetic energy of a body is proportional to what? You either know this or you don't know this. So there is no, you don't have to waste time on this. If you know it, answer. If you don't know, move on. So memory-based questions are like this. There are some questions that are theory based questions also. So when a body is thrown upward, what happens? And when a body is thrown upward, this is based on understanding of concept. These are not memory based. You don't have to remember the answer for this, but you can rather analyze and understand the question. It's based on theory. So when a body is thrown upwards, its kinetic energy decreases and its potential energy increases. So the answer is option C. Some are substitution type in the sense that it is directly, the formula. So velocity of a body changes from 10 meter per second to 5 meter per second in 10 seconds. So what is the value of acceleration? Very simply, you can substitute the values that are given and you can get the answer very, very quickly. So there is not much thinking to do in this. So these are questions where you do not have to waste a lot of time, is what my point is. Some questions are application based. So if a body is projected with velocity u at an angle of 30 degree with vertical, then its velocity at the maximum height is. So you definitely know the formula for the maximum height. So you just have to understand the question. There is not much substitution because of velocity u is given. You just need to know what will be the maximum height based on its angle of projection. So this is an application of the concepts that you already know. Some questions are graphical type. So the question is based on, okay, here they have asked which of these graphs represents the variation of speed of sound with respect to temperature. So this is all about knowing the relationship between the speed of sound with respect to temperature and trying to understand the graphs, that the four different types of graphs that are given to you. And some of them require an approximation in calculation. So for example, in this particular question, you have 30 into 15.5 by 0.075. Now of course, if you try to do the exact calculation here, you will take a lot of time, but you also know here 15 5 times is 75, so the denominator is somewhere around 5 into some factor of 10 to the power something, but 30 by 5 is 6, so the answer should be 6 something. That should be your approximation here. It doesn't matter how many zeros are there, how many, because you can see in the options all four are 4-digit numbers. So you can just think of it that way. 30 into 15 by 75 is something like that. So 15 by 75 is 5, 30 by 5 is 6. So it should be 6 something. The only option that is 6 something is B here, 6200, and that is the answer. So approximations are done that way. Now remember, in CET there is no negative marking. So therefore, at the end of your paper, when there are just say last 5 minutes left, don't try to waste your time on the difficult questions. If you are unable to solve them, you are not going to suddenly have some miracle happening in your last few minutes. So since there is no negative marking, do not leave any question unanswered. Simply, for whichever questions are left, simply mark any random option. It does not matter what strategy you take. You can either mark all same option, or you can follow just randomly. But definitely, to increase your chances, it is better that you at least answer the same option. Say if you feel that uh, most of the answers had option B as the answer, just mark B, 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 B. You have a 25% chance of being right. So it's not a sure shot way, but since there is no negative marking, there is no risk in doing that. So whatever, definitely do not leave any question unanswered. Now, the correct method of shading, you should all know that you should use your pen and shade the correct answer, the correct option on your OMR sheet correctly as it is shown there. Do not use tick marks or cross mark or just a small dot or putting a line, partially filled circles, marking outside the circle, marking more than one circle. All of these are wrong methods and you won't get any marks even if your answer was correct. So you have to fully shade the correct circle. Now, there is this saying of the crow that basically kept putting stone in a pitcher of water so that the water came up. Now, this is an old story. The modern crow simply brings a straw and sips the water from the pitcher. So, this is just for you to understand that sometimes smartness is important. There's a lot of hard work, yes, in the old story that it has to bring one stone after the other and put that in the pitcher of water so that it the water rises up. But you have to be very smart. Sometimes being smart, in addition to the hard work that you're already putting, being smart will give you an advantage. So work smart and hard both. So thank you so much. I would like to conclude by wishing you all the best. Make sure that you are thorough with all the subjects that you are studying, you're preparing for. Take this exam seriously and make sure that you put in your best effort and be in the best of health. And wish you the very, very best and hope to see you all excelling in your exams. Thank you so much. Bye bye.